our server. 192.168.1.220 is our workstation. So this is root. We put the password, we logged in. So we go into the chef repo. Sorry, cd into the chef-repo. And we'll say cd cookbook, cd into the cookbooks. So we'll create a sample 6 now. So chef generate cookbook sample number 6 on execute. Not on execute, sorry. So we have to say script, that's okay. We given the wrong name, that's fine. So it created the cookbook. So we'll get into the cookbook now, sample number 6. And we'll go into the scripts recipes. We'll open up the default.rb. So escape I. I'm pasting the script, guys. Just copy pasting the script, nothing new. Correct. So end also we need to write there. Second. So I repeat once again. So this, I'll write one more script here to make you understand what I'm trying to do. Okay. So here only I'll use one more script. So I'll say script similar to that. I'll say something. So we'll say install. So we'll say install net-tools. One of the things that we are practicing even in the Ansible, we'll say do. End is common. So in between, we'll write the code. So how? So we'll define the interpreter. So what is our interpreter? We want to use bash. Then under which user account? Please execute the script under with root user account. And CWD is nothing but memory space that we are trying to delete. So please utilize /tmp. Okay, code starts here. So we'll say like this -eoh. Now tell me guys, what is the command to install the net-tools? How do you install? What is the command to install net-tools, guys? Application. Can I say simply yum install -y net-tools? Then my code is done. So what I'll say eoh. So similar use case I've written. So I'll copy this and save. And chef xcc ruby -c default.rb. No errors. Chef -client -local default.rb. So what we got? Oh, we got the error. So what is this error we got? So mixer shell out shell command expected with the but received with a 1 stack to these. And so where it started. Okay, so this is an error. Okay, that -tools. Okay, this it got executed perfectly, but the next one got the error. So let me see what is that. We'll try with any other because it's not tracking NetHyper tools. So we'll say HTTP. Okay, we written our prompt also wrong. This is /. So let's try again. So save this. Okay, it's executing perfectly now. So this is a sample to make you understand that even in the cookbook, in your recipe, you can attach a script. You can write the script there. Okay. Yeah, it got executed perfectly now. So if I use ipconfig, if config, it should work because we install NetHyper tools command. Okay, it's working. And also, according to the programmer, we should also see at this place the numbers. So let's try that. Cat center. Say twice we executed. That's the reason the numbers are written twice. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the program, guys. So please take down this. Write into your notes quickly. Okay, so I hope you guys have taken down this. Fine. What's next? So this is a chef project, guys. I will try to do a small project on the chef. And this is the entire, so whatever the modules that you learned so far. So using that all the modules, we try to do a project. So this is a question. This is a question and we'll write the code for it. So whenever the target is given to you, please understand the question well and also make sure that you have to logically break down into small components and start writing the code. So this is a question. So first is we need to focus on installing the Docker. So let's do it. So cd spaces. So chef generate cookbook sample project. So we'll say cd into the sample hyphen project. Hey, what happened now? We gave wrong name. Huh? Okay, we'll create one more. So chef generate cookbook will say project only. Will not use that. We gave wrong name. So cd into the project plus hyphen cd into the recipes and vi default dot rp escape I. So first is code to install the Docker application. So how do you write? So we'll say yum install hype. No, not like this directly. So we are trying to write Ruby now. So we'll say package resource you need to use. And we say this as Docker do. And when you're writing the code, please make sure that you leave the 2 lines, guys, 1 and 2. And we'll say action is install and then say do end. Do end or common or do done. So these days I'm also forgetting the code. So do and end are common. Okay. So do and end. The next part is, what is our next part? We have to start the services. So code to start the Docker services. So we'll say service Docker do 2 spaces action start and we'll say end. The next code to enable, what is our next thing? This one. Enable at boot time. So service say Docker do. What action I need to write, I'm not sure. I don't remember also. So service resource. Check. Open up the doc. Now you need to open up the documentation. So examples. Enable it. So you have to say action is enable. Okay. So action, this is enable and say end. So what is our next part? Assign the user account root to the Docker root group. Okay. So code to assign Docker root, assign root user to the Docker root group. So what will say service? No, we have to use execute. Execute resource, assign, and we'll say do. What is a command that we are planning to execute, guys? How it is possible? How it is possible? What is a command? I guess chmod. No, user mod -a and capital G. For the Docker root group, you need to assign group. That's it. It will do it and say end. So execute is also done. Then what is our next question? Create a directory called logs. So at what path? It's talking about path also now. Slash opt. So we'll say code to create a directory. Okay. So we'll use directory resource at slash opt. The name should be logs. We'll say do action create and we'll say end. So we use all these resources guys. I'm just using them. And next, the last one is we need to create a file, log file with the name called this. And we need to write a message also. Okay. So code to create a file. So file resource at slash opt at logs folder. The file name should be this. Do then action please create end. Then code to write the message into the file. Same file resource slash opt slash logs and file name do. Now what we are planning to do? Content. What is that? Docker is successfully installed. Then we'll say end. So save this program. We written all the use cases there. Then we'll say chef exec ruby-c default .rb. No errors. So let's execute locally and see. Chef hyphen client hyphen local default.rb. So it got successfully executed, guys. So finally, I want to check this log. So I want to see whether it executed or not. So I'll say cat, put that, press enter. Yeah, it says Docker is successfully installed. And I'll check Docker hyphen version. Yeah, it is there. So please take down this project sample code, guys. So always keep in mind, chef coding is super easy only when you compare to Ansible or Terraform. So this is super easy coding. Only thing is you need to know how to write. And most of the coding in the Ruby looks like English words only. So please start writing this into your book. So let me know when to scroll them. Okay, let me scroll down. Okay, scroll down, guys. Okay, I see the Rahul says it is done. How about others? Please confirm. Okay. So that's great to know. Fine. So that's the sample project, pick one we have done. Okay. So let me go through the other. Okay. So here are some of the commands, guys. We are almost done with the chef. So I have collected few commands which can help you when you are trying to work with your activities of the chef. So here is a command which will help you to delete a cookbook from the workstation, guys. Question and answer, because most of thing you need to mug up the commands only. So how do you delete a single cookbook from the workstation? So this is a command. So let me try. So let's say come out of this cookbooks. Come out. So let's say we see a lot of cookbooks, right? So I want to delete sample, okay, or sample one. So what I'll do, knife, cookbook, delete cookbook name, sample one hyphen hyphen local. See, it's asking the question. So do you really want to delete the sample one so and so? Press capital Y. It's done. Are we clear? Now go ahead and check it. You don't have the sample one. From where we deleted, guys? Is it on the server or on the workstation? We deleted the cookbook from the workstation only, not from the server. Okay, so that's the logic. And the same thing, if you're planning to delete a cookbook from the server, then you have to fire this knife cookbook delete, type the cookbook name. So first let me see knife cookbook list. I want to see how many are there first of all. Okay, so sample one is there, which is there on the server, and sample three is also there on the server. So my target is to delete the knife cookbook delete. I want to say sample one. So capital Y, it's gone. Now go ahead and ask it knife cookbook list. So on the server, you'll have only one. Are we clear on deletion on server side? So these are all very common, frequently asked interview questions, guys. How to delete on the workstation and how to delete on the server also. Okay, so two things we learned. So the only difference is it's the same command. Here you need to attach local, and here we don't attach. So these are all very important, crazy questions. The next is how do you lock a cookbook from future edits, guys? So once you develop the code in a cookbook, okay, after you upload, guys. So after you upload, so at the time of upload itself, if you say freeze, so what happens is nobody can re-upload the cookbook with updated data. That means that is final. So that means you're not allowing any further updates to happen, something like a lock. So similarly, if you want to see the cookbook versions, how many cookbook versions are there, which have been regularly updated. So you have to fire this command, knife cookbook list -a. And if you want to download the cookbook, if you want to download a cookbook from the server, then you have to type this command. So already cookbook exists on the server and you lost it on a, let's say, workstation. And in that case, if you're planning to download, then this is a command, knife cookbook download, put the cookbook name. So please make sure that the cookbook already exists on the server. So that is a criteria. By mistake, if you delete from the workstation, if it's already there on the server, you can get it like this. The next step, how do you view the cookbook details, guys? So this is interesting. So if you want to see the in-depth details of a particular cookbook, there is a command called knife cookbook show. So this is interesting. So let me fire. Whatever more important, I'll try to fire this. So first, knife cookbook list. So there is only one cookbook, sample 3. I want to see the in-depth details of this. So knife cookbook, what is the command? Knife cookbook show. So say show and put that sample 3 over there. So this will give you the more details about the cookbook, guys. So nothing more details, we only just got this. 3. So let me try. Did we type the spelling correct? I'm thinking I typed something incorrect. So again, let's try because it should go show me the more information. Knife cookbook show sample 3 0.1.0. Yeah, this is what I was expecting. Why did not fire earlier? Okay, the version we missed. Okay, fine. So this is the in-depth details, guys. So we see the sample 1, frozen is false because it is currently active. We can still make some updates and re-upload. So it is true, then you cannot upload, guys. Then this is a meta information of this cookbook. See, you can see who written this and who is a maintainer. And these are all the internal things. Guys. These are all the internal things of the, what you can say, the hashtags or the commits that have been uploaded and saved on the server side. So you can ignore this part. Okay. So basically the recipes will show here, recipes, where the recipe is written. And this is the generic information. So that's about the show command. And we'll ignore this command because this is not in use. So okay, this is interesting. So how do you see the recent changes done on the nodes? So let's say in a real time, there are some, let's say some 10 missions or 15 missions, and you want to know on which computers the recent deployments have been done. So there's a command. So knife node, or what is that? Knife status. Okay, not node. So the simple command is knife status. So this command will show you the recent deployment that have been done in your infrastructure. You can see it is giving the details like 95 hours ago, we done some activity on the Chef client, and this is the mission details or operating system details, and the mission was this mission. So that is the use of this status. And how do you undo or see? We done the bootstrapping, correct? So opposite to the bootstrapping or something, bootstrapping helps you to add a client computer to the server. So that is what happened in the bootstrapping. So if you want to disconnect the client with the server or undo the activity, then you need to fire this command. So knife node delete and put the node name. So we are not going to try this because this will remove the connection. So if you want to remove the connection between a server and a client, so this is what you need to do. So this will get disconnected. Okay. The next concept is data backscape. Very, very important concept. Important in the sense, but generally this is not a big deal for DevOps engineers because this is one of the activity of the admins, but you should know what they do. So let me open up the MS Paint. Okay, guys, I'll ask a few questions. You need to tell me simple logic to make you understand what is data bags. So let's say there is a school. You have some 5 students are there. Do we require to create any sections? Tell me, like section A, section B, section C, is that required? Think and answer, guys, not required. The same example, if I say in a school there are 25, then is that required? Still, I feel no. The reason is according to the norms of Indian education system, correct? In a class, you can have up to 30 students. So in a class can have up to 30. So generally the rules of education system are telling that more than 30, you need to make sure that you create sections. Okay. So let's take an example of 50 now. Now sections are required. Think that it's a co-education. Yeah, sections are required. Correct. So we'll say A section or let's say B section, right? So what is the premises here for dividing? What is the premises for division here? Or what is the fundamental doing this division of A and B? It's the count. Do you agree? It's the count, head count. And the next is based on sex, or you can say whether it is male or a female. So the primary objective is the count only here. So as the count is high, the management thought about dividing the sections. So exactly here, apply the same logic. So applying the same logic here. So when you have the cookbooks, countable, let's say 20 or 30 cookbooks are there in your project or in the chef repo, data bags creation is not required. Okay. So let's say there are some 100 cookbooks are there. That is where we start using data bags. Data bags. So this goes under purely under the administration area, guys, where chef admin will go ahead and create the data bags. Here his duty is to segment them or do some kind of collection. Okay. All the cookbooks relevant to the installation, he will create a data bag of install, let's say. Under this install, or is it something like tagging, guys? I hope you know the meaning of tagging now. Do you agree? You know the meaning of tagging, first of all? Even you go to the fruit market, guys, very common silly thing. Same apples, only different sizes, they will tell you the different charges. Do you agree? Apple vendor, another classic example. Let's say you went to the fruit shop and you're looking at the apples or oranges. So what happens? So he will say bigger size, he will say some rate, medium size, he will say different rate, and little smaller, he will give you the different rate. So the premises is the size that matters there. So again, the same logic applies there. Let's say the vendor does not have enough apples with him. Do you think he will create the segmentation of the boxes in that fashion? Tell me, guys. If the apple vendor does not have huge number of count of apples with him to sell, do you think he will create the different boxes or different rates there? Technically, no, because that is what we see in the market. So try to apply that same logic here. So Databacks is all about segmenting, understanding the segmentation of the cookbooks. So installation cookbooks are tagged and they're kept in one data bag. Let's say configuration related will kept it in another data bag. And let's say removal kind of activities in another data bag, or scripts oriented cookbooks in another data bag. So this is all about creating the collections of your cookbook under the different tag names. And the tag names we refer as here data bags. Clear? So to create the data bag, first of all, you need to have very good number of cookbooks, guys. So this is goes under in real time, guys. If you have huge cookbooks in your project, then definitely Databacks admin will create. So maybe they'll ask you that, okay, whatever cookbooks we use for our project, they are there in that data bag. Okay, that means you need to consider that's a bin. In that bin, they are there. So how they create, these are the commands, but these are not useful for us. Okay, now coming to the organization. So I already told you about organization. So organization contains a group of collections of your computers. So we already saw to create them. This is a command to delete. So rest of the following commands I've collected from the administration side as well, guys. So sometimes it may be helpful for you. So keep them with you in handy. And you can also Google it and you can find these commands, guys. And if you want to see all the organizations list, so this is a command. We already experimented this. And a command to see the details of an organization in depth. So this is a command. Okay. So can you tell me what was the organization that we created in depth? What was the organization we created, guys? VKT. So we just apply the VKT. Okay, why here it is not working? What is the reason? I want to see how many of you catch this problem. Why this is command is not working here? It says command not found. Any guess answers? Rahul, Divya, Upendra? Yes, we are on the workstation. That's the reason it's not working. I told you anything that starts with this words, you need to fire it on server only. So let's go to the server now. So 192.168 1.210, I guess this is the server. So we got connected and we punch in the password and we'll say chef. What is that? The command chef server -ctl. Let me copy that and put it here. Then we'll say VKT. See, you're getting some details. So this is what we get, guys. So if you want to add a user to an organization, these are all administration commands. But until unless you're working in admin role, this does not make great sense for us. But some of can help you when you're handling such activities. So this is to check with the user list. And this command is to grant a user admin permissions. For a particular user that has been created, we can grant admin. This is to remove the admin power. This is to check all the admin user IDs. And the last concept is this one, chef supermarket. So what is this supermarket story? So I guess in Ansible, we had something called Galaxy, correct? So Galaxy we had in Ansible, guys. So similarly, in the chef, we have something called supermarket. But one good thing about this supermarket is this site, whatever the chef supermarket site is there, it is purely maintained by chef. And whatever the cookbooks that have written in reusable format, okay, you can upload them onto the site and you can share to the world, guys. If you're planning to share your cookbook to the others, whatever the hard work that you've done, if you're planning to share to the world, you can go ahead and upload onto the site and share it. Now, one interesting fact here is by simply sharing does not end there, because Chef takes the responsibility of validating your code. So that's a big interesting point here, which does not happen usually in the Ansible Galaxy. In the Ansible Galaxy, they don't even check what you uploaded, whether it is right or wrong. But at least Chef organization takes responsibility of validating your cookbook, and they perform the build process on your cookbook, and they present the percentage of your success rate on the cookbook. So, so it helps us to look in, or you can say there is some validation here, or you can say some responsibility is there here. So he's checking your cookbooks and validating. So users like us, you and me, can download the required cookbook and can see what the logic is written. So this is a site. Let me open up. So that is Chef Supermarket. So this is a site, guys. So once you come into this site, right, and whatever the cookbooks, let's say they told you to write some cookbook on Nginx and you do not have an idea on how to handle that. You come here and search it. Okay? I found 44 cookbooks with that name. See, 44 cookbooks I found it. So that is Nginx and FT Nginx. So whatever it is relevant, you feel that, okay, this is good. So please go ahead and use them. And one interesting thing is here also you have the IDs here. So whatever the IDs that you see, the chef hyphen sauce hyphen chef. So these are completely official one. Okay, these are official IDs of the chef, guys. So they have written this. And at the bottom, it will tell you on which platforms it will work and what is the version, short information about this. And if you're planning to know how the code is written, click on it and open it. Or click on it and it will open up. And it is a responsibility of the team to explain in the README file how this actually works, where it works, who are the contributors. So everything, knife and all those things here, guys. Got it? So that is what the things are here. And the logic is written here, but if you want to see how the logic is written, you need to click on the view source. So this is a place where exactly you'll have your code. So you need to click here, view source. Once you open up this one, so click on the view source. And in a real time, guys, they will not allow you directly to download anything from third party. So come here and check it, the logic. So logic is more important here. If you want to see how these guys have written, so spend some time on reading this documentation, everything. And you can see, so what modules they have used, and I'm not sure. So I'll click on something called resources. You can see they have written config.rb, install.rb, service.site.rb. So I want to say, what is this install.rb? they have written. At least you'll get some clue on how to handle this. At least modules you will know. They have written all use cases. So let's say, go back to the resource. I want to see what is this service stuff. You can see here. Right. So they have written something little in Ruby language, little bit. So these are all Ruby language stuff. Let's go back and see what is. Okay, they're not okay. So let's open this config.rb. So this gives a quick glimpse on how this cookbooks are written. Are we clear, guys, what I'm talking? Yeah. So that is what. So this acts as a reference point for to spend some time and understand how these things are written. And this is only a reference case. But if you do not find any reference in this site, what is this chef supermarket? Then we are left with no option. We need to search on the Google and find our answers, guys. Google is the second best choice after the supermarket, guys. So that is what you need to do. In the Google, at least you'll get some clue what module they have written. So based on the clue, look into the documentation and start writing that code. Got it? So that's all about the chef step. And these are all other things which are not yet actually. So till here only the chef step. Okay. Fine, guys. So I'll go. Let me go ahead and update your class notes. So in the next class tomorrow, so we'll start working on NAG use case. So I'm expecting this tomorrow Thursday should be the last class, guys. Okay. April 6th will be the last class. Second 31B. Yeah, so we'll have the discussion on the April 6th only. I'll share the resumes on that day, night. On the April 6th, we have the session on resume preparation and also the tips on your DevOps preparation. On the same day, I'm going to share you the resumes, guys. Okay. Okay, guys. So that's all for the day. And I have updated the questions. Sorry, I have updated your class notes and we'll catch up. tomorrow at the same time, guys. Chalo. See you. Bye.